Hope all is well where you're at and with you and yours. Digging through the old fishing creels here today. See, see what the heck I got in these bags, man. It's been a while since I've tinkered with them. What's happening, Sway? How are you? Yeah, got to get ready for fishing season, man. It's right around the corner, and this creel is in shambles. Morning, everybody. How are you? The chat is a flying by here, and I'm not seeing everybody's messages, so hang on one second. It's telling me that there is one person here, and I can see from the chat that it is much more than that. YouTube's been doing some dastardly shit to me lately. I'm not really sure why, but I'll show you guys some stuff, man. I'm gonna put a post up today about what's been going on with the channel itself. You guys know you've been seeing me every day, right? Every day I'm posting something or talking to someone, and I don't get it. I don't know what they seek to accomplish in their mission, but man, it's got me a little ticked off. So I figured I'd come out and chill out, and David says it's because they don't fish. Maybe that's their problem. I don't know. Fishing is very calming for me. KP Heathen, good to see you. Canadian, what's up? I'm sorry that you're shoveling snow. Rural 2, I see what's happening, brother. Yeah, I don't know what's up, but it sucks. It sucks, you know, to grind so hard on this for them to literally take views away. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I figure I'd come out and find something I like to do that doesn't piss me off, and that's talk to you guys and go through my fishing stuff and get a little better organized, so when I hit the stream, I'm not fumbling and digging for crap and not knowing where anything is. That sucks, right? I hate doing that. And I've got a couple different setups in my creel, one for lakes and one for streams, right? In the lakes, I like to throw lures, shiny lures, lifelike lures, something that'll sink real good, right? Trevor, what's up? Always use a swivel, guys. This guy right here, this barrel swivel, this is going to stop your line from getting twisted while the lure does its thing, right? Rum Runner says it's beautiful in NYC. It's a little chilly upstate still. This swivel right here is not doing so hot. So this one may actually have to get replaced before I chuck another one. Canadian, yeah, swivels are the truth, man. Swivels are the truth, and pending how you tie your knots, you can bring back most of your equipment. Oh, thanks, Dave. This one is a Rough Rider X700. It's a Thomas. This is a 1/5 of an ounce. Oops. Don't leave them on the ground. Your dog will step on them. Trevor, with the terrible name, wants to know if I have kids. Why don't you go check the videos out? Maybe you find out. But that's this guy right here. Gold and silver. Matty Ball, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. 1/5 ounce lure right there. This one's good for the lakes because it gets a good sink on it. It gets down towards the bottom so you can bring it up. Oh, that's right. I've got an interview tonight on Rural 2 IC's channel, 7 p.m. That's going on, so definitely want to check that out. Here's another big spoon. It's just a regular old spoon, gold color. I like to do gold on a cloudy day and silver on a sunny day. It seems to work best for me. Little bigger one with some more cuts in it. Love these things. Trev says, where do I live at? Well, I live in New York. Where are you at, Trev? It's a little smaller one. These are some of my favorites right here. Blue Fox Vibrax spinners. These things are awesome, awesome lures. You can see he's painted up a little bit there. Looks like he's injured, right? North Carolina, right on. Welcome from North Carolina. And again, you see the swivel on there, right? Saw some trout in the Colorado this year. They're huge, just hanging out in the river. That's awesome, Google censorship. Yeah, fishing season starts here in New York on the rivers and streams to keep trout April 1st. Oh, that's so awesome, Southern Tier Prepper. That's a great gift. Wayu wants to see me fishing. Right on. I'll be there. You bet your sweet Bippy. I'll be there, and I'll bring the camera along with me. Another favorite, I don't care where you fish, a Phoebe works. This one's actually supposed to be silver, but it's really dirty from being in the creel, so super dirty. Actually, it's rusting up a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to take some like polishing compound and shine them up. So something and these little guys too, man. Little tiny rubber guys with some weighted jig heads. These are fantastic. Canadian? No, not yet. Not yet. Nothing that's the right fit. And I got to be honest. If I'm not going to find exactly what I want, I'm just going to make it for myself. Wayu says, do you like fishing alone? I do. I do. I think the best mind clearing, just clear your mind of all the thoughts, all the noise, all the background, is to fish at the base of a waterfall where the water is rushing so loud you literally can't hear your thoughts, right? The only thing you can hear is that waterfall. That's my style right there. Trev, I told you, man, go ahead, go back in the videos and take a look and research yourself, and you'll find out. Unfortunately, that's not the topic of conversation right now, my friend. Right now, we're talking about fishing stuff. So that's one small little kit. I keep a couple weights in there, a couple hooks, in case I want to tie on some live bait. If I find something, you know, on the shores that the fish are feeding on, you always match the hatch, right? Whatever kind of bugs or things are popping out around. If you can find one, put a hook in it and throw it in the water, there's a good chance you're going to catch a fish with it. Jake Creature. I'm sure you were, my friend. These are just a mess. So these flambeau boxes here, these gray colored ones with the blue tabs, they're supposed to have a coating in them that stops your junk from rusting. KP, I'll be trout fishing real soon. This one's set up, man. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of gear in here. These guys I've had a lot of luck with in lakes for trout. These spinner hooks, and you can throw any kind of rubber fish on there, and they're awesome. If you got live bait, you can throw a worm or a minnow on there. Fantastic. Love those. Those are Eagle Claw pre-tides. This one's loaded, man. I got some slide bobbers in here, these little fellas. So if you want to float down the river, right, you put your line through the little slit in the bobber there. See that little cut in there? Your line goes in there. You take your little stopper to keep your line and keep your bait just up off the bottom so it can float down through. April 1st, Tuesday. David says, never done trout fishing. Cajun got 2 new Fluger reels last year. Yeah, they're fantastic, man. I got my son a new Fluger, one of the presidentials, for his birthday last year because his reel fell apart at one point in time. So I got him a new Fluger reel. I think it's a presidential. The thing is absolutely awesome, Canadian. Rural 2IC says night fishing versus day fishing. The banks around here got to be fishing during the day. got to be fishing during the day. Legal fishing here in New York State in these waters to keep fish is from half hour before sunrise to a half an hour after sunset. So we got to abide by the rules and regulations. Oh, here's another one. This is a Castmaster. That's a good lure. That thing will get out there. Oh, you got 10 bearings, Canadian. That's awesome. Another spinner. This guy is Panther Martin. These things are fantastic. Different colors. You know, if something's not working, grab another one and chuck it out there. These are great for the lakes. Some spoons. Silver on the bottom. You can get them gold as well. I actually have, I'll show you my favorite one here. This one's caught a lot of fish. It's caught so many fish that they've done worn the paint off this thing. Yankee, you like the Meps? Yeah, they took the paint right off this. This is a brown trout colored, buoyant 1/4 ounce spoon. I'll show you what it looks like with a little bit more paint on it. They've been hitting this one too, but not quite as hard as the other one. That's fully painted, so you can see how much work those fish have put in to this one. They've done more than most of the paint off of it. They've been hammering this thing out in the lake. That's right, because brown trout are carnivores. They are cannibals. They do eat their own. I got a ton of them in here, man. Wow, this box is, we hit the jackpot with this one. And when you store all these things together, what you end up with is a bunch of treble hooks all wound up on each other. This guy works good in the streams for small trout. If you're looking at those 9-10 inchers in the stream. Rum runner, it's not that you can't, it's that if you want to keep something, best to keep it during the day, man. Best to keep it during the day. The stripers are going to start running up the Hudson River here soon. I do have a bunch of striper gear, but I haven't been out there in a while. Maybe we'll give it a shot this year, especially if, you know, if I ain't got no job to go to. I'll damn sure run to the bank. Wrong kind of bank, but I'll run to it. $3 Walmart lures. That's awesome, Canadian. You can't beat it, man. Whatever works best where you're at. You know, every place is different. Is there a way to share this video while it's live? Moldy Soldier, I believe so. For me, it would be in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen. There's a share button there. Yeah, that's right, David. Got to survive, man. Food. When you're fishing, that's food. That's food. Holy shit. Talk about loaded, man. These are almost overloaded. I think what I should do with this guy is actually get another little box and start divvying some of this stuff up. But I typically carry a creel like this guy when I'm fishing the rivers. Little shoulder strap, just my little fishing pocketbook, right? Little lone prepper, good to see you. Canadian, yeah, fishing is definitely medicinal. It's cold out here, cold breeze. My son, on the other hand, he likes to carry these little sling bags, and if you see, make him carry the net. Now, I gotta be honest, I don't think this is the best net for trout fishing. It is a good net, but not the best for trout fishing. It's mesh, fiber mesh, right? So when you're pulling something in that's got a treble hook in its mouth, it's gonna get stuck in there. And it can be a nightmare to pull them out without destroying this net. My good buddy PNW Trout Slayer, he has a rubberized net with smaller holes, and the hooks don't really get stuck in it as much. So he's bringing me to the dark side with that one. The creeks in Colorado, fly fishing only, catch and release. If I catch one, I release it the next morning. Right on, Yankee Watchdog. Right on. Yeah, his pack's a little nicer set up than mine. He's got his bug spray, man. Gotta bring the bug spray with you. The banks of the river. Ooh, man, there's bugs. He's gonna come out here and beat me. Oh, he's got everything in here. He's got extra line, he's got a hook remover, he's got a scale. Kid is set. Right? You catch a big northern pike or something like that, you certainly don't want to be sticking your hand in its mouth. Oh, you keep a telescoping rod and a few lures in your truck because that's right, Canadian. You never know when you're going to find a good place to fish. Oh, that's awesome, Stephen Carroll. I'm glad you were out in the water. Goodrell, good to see you. You going fly fishing? I fly fish for the bigger trout and the salmon up in Pulaski, but down here on the smaller creeks, I just love a little tiny ugly stick trout rod, man. Absolutely love them. I'll go grab one. I'll be right back. Woohoo! I made it. So here's one, Canadian. This guy doesn't telescope, but this is the Ugly Stick Dock Runner. It's a little bit bigger than a jigging stick, but I backpack with this guy. I strap it to the side of the pack and climb up the mountains and fish some of the mountain ponds and stuff. It's fantastic. I think I was catfishing with this thing last time. I got a big old hook on there. But I love this little thing, Ugly Stick Dock Runner. Awesome rods. The only rods I really buy are Ugly Sticks because, man, I tell you what, I beat the crap out of these things. I've shut them into car doors. The graphite around the end always seems to go first, but the rods still work for years. Canadian, yeah, a little bit bigger than an ice fishing rod. Incredible action on it, man. It's not what you'd think. It's pretty stiff at the end and sensitive at the tip. Exactly what you want in a rod. This guy came from Walmart. I think it was like $17. The reel sucks, but the rod's awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Noodling? No, David, I've never been noodling. That's interesting, man. Those some big ass catfish those guys be pulling out of there. This one's a two-piece. This one's my son's, believe it or not. Ugly Stick Light Pro graphite and that Fluger presidential rod. Let's loosen up the drag. Listen to it sing. Ooh, music to my ears. So smooth. Amazing reels Fluger makes. Amazing. Yeah, this one's a little bigger, but let's see. 5 feet, maybe. It's not that big. Not that big. 5-foot rod. Perfect. Needs to be cleaned up though. They've been outside. I store them out of the sun. That's for sure. Sunlight is a bear on these things. Really does some damage to them. And you always got to make sure your pieces are together so you don't cast out your rod tip, right? Yeah, it's my son's. Mine's a 1-piece, maybe 6 inches shorter. You set up a bow for bow fishing, Yankee. That's awesome. Then found out bow fishing is illegal. Well, that really sucks. 46-inch pike once on 6-pound test, no leader. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, Canadian. David, it's awesome. It's quiet. It's relaxing. It's not as, you know, if you go when they first stock them here in New York, they stock most of the rivers and the streams here. And some of the ponds too, ponds and lakes. There's a few stocked ponds and lakes that the state does. And they recently changed the regulations. Used to be you could keep 5 fish any size. And what'll happen is guys will go and catch catch their limit of, 12 to 16-inch trout. And Well, they're supposed to be the breeders. You know, they're supposed to repopulate the streams, and it never happens. So they have to restock every year. Wow, 4 pound Laker. That's a really good one, Canadian. It's a really good one. Gadrell, yeah, they're awesome. There's a little waterfall here that I go to and fish where they allow me down there and sneak down on the big rocks next to the side of the waterfall, hang out there and fish some of the holes. I saw a beautiful, probably one of the last native brook trout in the Rolef Jansen kill come out of there. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. White tips on all the fins. Beautiful, beautiful fish. I've caught some big ones out of here. My daughter, a couple of years ago, I talked her into going fishing with me. Brought the whole family, and we went down to a little spot in the stream, pretty easy to get to. And she's casting and casting and casting. She says, "Oh, I think I'm stuck." And I look at the tip of her rod, and it's going like this. I said, "Oh, just keep reeling, kid. I'll grab the net and grab up whatever it is you got." And she reeled in about a 18-inch brown. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Stocked fish, but beautiful fish. It was delicious. Ah, smallmouth. Those are fun. Those are fun. The where that same stream that I fish up here inland a little bit further is full of trout. When you get down to where it dumps into the Hudson River, it's smallmouth bass central, man. Smallmouth bass central. A friend of mine actually owns an island in the Hudson River, and when we go out to the island, we just hammer smallmouth out there. Bass fishing is fun, and the fish are good for like tacos or something. If you're going to put a hella seasoning on them, they're good for that. But bass, all in all, is a very muddy fish, you know. Rob B says, a camping island? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've spent a few nights out there. It's beautiful. I've been going there since I was double digits, 10, 12, some shit like that. Oh, Gadrell, that's awesome. Fish smoking is fantastic. Nothing better than some smoked salmon or smoked trout. Delicious. Delicious. Walleye are delicious, Canadian. A lot of bones in walleye. I like the bigger trout because the bones are a little bigger and you don't have to, you got to worry about stabbing the inside of your mouth or your guts with one of those things. My grandmother used to deep fry those bad boys. Put a little Wondra flour on them. Deep fry the smaller trout. Ooh, it like liquefies the bones in them. David says, I'm ready to go now. They're delicious, man. They're delicious. Deep fried in the cast iron skillet. I still had some of Grandma's magic in it, you know. Cajun says, I don't even eat fish. I have a friend like that. He loves hunting, but doesn't eat deer. So he harvests them and gives them all away. So it's awesome. Oh yeah, Gadrell. Perch is the poor man's shrimp. Rob B, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to my buddy soon, and as soon as he's ready to go out and start, you know, we get ice jams on the Hudson River here, and when they come down, whatever you had there is no longer there. The ice jams push that shit way back inland. Thank you, Casey. Appreciate you being here, sister. Right on, Sister Marie. Well, hey, bug out weekend. We can be fishing. I'm bringing this little guy with me. I'm gonna bring this one. This little tiny rod. Small little thing of lures and hooks. Maybe some spare line, right? Just in case. I don't mind storing my rods and reels outside as long as I keep them out of direct sunlight. Lancaster perch are famous and upwards of $15 a pound. No shit, Canadian. That's awesome. As long as you store them out of sunlight, your line typically doesn't go to crap. UV will destroy your fishing line fast, and the graphite in your rods. That's a big one. Extreme heat can make the grease liquefy in your reels, so it's important to oil those at the beginning of every season. Somewhere inside I've got a little dropper for that bad boy. The thing's awesome. The thing's absolutely awesome. But you take the top off of your reel, a couple drops of oil in there, make sure it's running good. Man, it's freezing out here. It's supposed to get warmer, but it feels like it's getting colder. It's supposed to rain today too. Lancaster is on the St. Lawrence River between Ontario and New York State. Right on. Right on. Yeah, I haven't caught a perch in a long time, man. Usually ice fishing, come up with the perch, right? I haven't been ice fishing in a few years. My auger's total crap. And hand auger, ugh, that'll get you. Rabbit Coyote, good to see you. Yeah, dig through the stuff, right? I'll have to grab a couple more boxes, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go do that shit inside. It's freezing out here. Thank you guys for joining me this morning, this little chat. Appreciate it, man. These things are really therapeutic for me at this point. Just getting to talk with you guys about anything other than what's going on in my neck of the woods. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for joining me. Smash that like button. Just tap me in the nose a couple times. Twice real quick. It'll do it. Well, if you're on an iPhone or Android, if you're doing it on your computer, you're just going to look silly, right? Canadian, thank you. I appreciate it, brother. We could all use it. Ohio Valley Prepping. Howdy. It's good to see you. Steven says, how thick does the ice have to be to fish? I don't want to be out there unless there's 6 inches of ice or better. You know, some folks will be out there as soon as it freezes over. Not me, man. I want it thick. 6 inches is good for me, especially when I'm going out and drilling a hole right next to my feet. Oh, man, you hear that stuff cracking and popping. You're like, this is it. This is where I die. Yeah. So, no, Canadian, no. I can swim pretty good, but fully clothed, we're talking about ice, right? Yeah, absolutely moldy. Yeah, not a fan of that. Fully clothed, and then with all those extra layers on, going through with a pair of muck boots that are going to fill up with water, I'm a boat anchor. You'd see me at the bottom. I'd be feeding the fishes. I hear you, Winning Streak. I hear you. But I appreciate y'all joining me. I'm going to go inside and warm my bones up, man. My fingers are frozen. My coffee's ice cold. This sucks out here. It's too bad we can't have a campfire. But maybe I'll catch y'all later tonight. I ain't got much going on, so we'll find some news and bring it to you. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival out of here.